Hello and welcome to the very first Justin Talks Villa Live. I'll be lying if I said I wasn't absolutely bricking it, but I hope there's some people in here. Seems to be. That's good. It's a good start. Welcome, everybody. We will see how this goes tonight. It could be an absolute car crash, but it could be very good. It could be really good, actually. I'm hoping to grow it over the next few weeks and months into the season, and hopefully every week we'll have plenty to talk about, given how the season's progressing. Hopefully Monday night is a good night to have it after the weekend's game, so hopefully there'll be plenty of talking points. There's always something to talk about with Aston Villa, isn't there? So there shouldn't be a problem. I will put the thanks King81. I will put the number on in a minute. I just wanted to go over a few things, a few ideas I've had to try and make it at least a bit of fun and a bit engaging for everybody. But so far, everybody has been lovely. Hi, Dean. Black Country Villain always comments on my videos and he's a really good guy. Kev. Thanks, Kev. Yes, evening, up the Villa. Love the bar. Thank you very much. Evening, James. What else we got in here? Nathan, thank you very much. Andy, evening, go well. Paul, thank you very much. Oh dear. Right, I can't keep going on with this. So, okay, let's get into it. Right, I'll put the phone number on in a minute. I have tested the technology with my wife phoning me in the bar, so it did work fine. There was a little bit of reverb, which I think I've sorted with the levels, but if people saying they can hear me back, we will try and sort that out as we go. Obviously, it's a brand new show. I think I've done everything I need to do to make sure it works. At the moment, I've only got one phone. I am planning on having two phones going so I can talk to somebody as the other one is lining up the next call. So that is the plan. But let's not run before we walk, shall we? Okay, there we go. So if you are planning on phoning in, I think we all know sort of where the conversation is going to go tonight. Ticket prices. I understand that it's an emotive subject and it has definitely got everybody talking positively and negatively. In fact, not many positives, but anyway, we'll get into it. So some talking points I want to come into. Have you got an unpopular opinion about the Villa? That you think it's right, but everybody else you tell to says, nah, not having that at all. That's a good one. How do you think the pre-season's going so far? As it stands, what do you want to see from the rest of the pre-season? We've obviously had two games, but it was mainly youth team players. How do you want to see the rest of the pre-season going? One realistic player you would like to see come in. We all understand we are under a bit of scrutiny with the money side of things. We're hoping to get deals out and then some in. But who would you really, realistically like to see come in to Aston Villa before that transfer window shuts? And what position do you think we need strengthening? Pretty obvious questions, given we are in pre-season and we are approaching the start of the new season. So, welcome to everybody that's new here. We've got two prizes tonight, or promised prizes. Right. So the first one is this, which I was given quite a while ago, which is a really, really nice poster. I'm trying to get this so everyone can see it. It's basically got all the players on. It's in really nice. It's got, as you can see, every single player in each of the positions they played in. So I've had that for a while and I've decided I'm going to give it away to one of the callers. Now, how we're going to do this is I've tried to think of the fairest way to do it. So every caller that gets on, I'll write their name on one of these numbers. We'll stick it in a little hat. And at the end of the evening, we'll pull one out and they will win that poster. Okay. And also, we've got a little fun quiz question. So it's a player that's played for Villa, and everybody that calls in, if you're the first caller, you get the first clue, which is the hardest clue. So unlucky. And then as we go through, each call that comes on, they'll get the last clue and the next clue. And whoever gets it right will get this really nice Aston Villa pen. Okay. I think that's Will it zoom in? There we go. So, and I've got plenty of other things to give away over the next few weeks and months. So, are we ready for what could be either brilliant or terrible? But either way, it's going to be great telly. So, the number is going live now. Let's see if anybody phones up. Okay, we've got a few unpopular opinions in already and a few people that are talking about bring the chaos. Yes, bring the chaos. Let's hope there is chaos. There's the number. Will anybody phone? The number, the phone is sitting here now. Will it ring? That is the question. Okay, so we'll talk about some of the comments in the comments section while we're waiting for our first caller. Where are the transfers? Keep up the good work. Thank you. Plenty of contributors. Watch out for the fake Villa fan noses. Yes, I have thought about that. Good luck with the phoning. Thank you, David. Good luck. George Ramsey, where's the money? How can you go into a new season with no players? Yes, it is very difficult. We have to strengthen to finish in the top 6. I think we do. Yes, that is definitely true. We might get Jack for less than we sold him. Yeah, I think that's a definite possibility. Just making sure I've got the right phone number. So this is going really well. Right. I think, Peter, it would. You need to call on WhatsApp, I think. So, we have a caller! Woo! Right. Hello, caller. Hello. Can you hear me? Right, that one didn't work. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Did we get connected? Oh, we knew this was going to happen, didn't we? Right, 2 seconds. I should be connected to the roadcaster. Yes. So just double check that's on. We knew this was going to happen, didn't we? Just bear with me a second. So that should be on. Accept that. Hello. Dear. We did say what could possibly go wrong. And obviously the phone not working is one of them. Right. Apologies for this, folks. We knew this was going to happen. Right. At least we know the phone number works. So let's turn the Bluetooth on. Let's connect again to this. Okay, that's on. We've got it.
Unknown caller.
Right. I think we might have got it. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, Justine. Can you hear us?
Yes. Can everyone hear in the group chat? Can everyone hear in the chat? We're just double checking that we've got people can hear on the live. Who's this that's
No
phoning?
problem. My name's Will. I'm here with my lad Dylan.
Hiya, Will. Hiya, Dylan.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Well, you are very privileged to be the very, very first caller on my phoning show. How
We
does
are well
that feel?
It feels great. We are well chuffed.
Is Dylan a big Villa fan?
He is a big Villa fan. Yeah.
Right.
He's
Do you want
10 years old. He's only ever known us being half decent, so he's not used to the misery.
He hasn't had the pain then, Will, has he? He hasn't had the pain that we've had to go through.
Touch wood, he's not going to have anything for a while as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Does you want to come on and have a chat?
Yeah, you want to have a chat? Say hello, Dylan.
Yeah. Hello.
Hiya, Dylan. How are you?
Good.
Good. So you're a big Villa fan, are you?
Yes.
Who's your favourite player?
My favourite player is Martinez, and I hope we don't sell him.
Yes, Martinez is a very good player, isn't he? Would you be very disappointed if he did go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you would. Yeah. So, how are you feeling about the new season? Are you excited?
Yeah, very excited.
Very excited. Good. Do you go down very much to watch the team?
We go. We try and go about 4 or 5 times a year to home
Right.
games.
Okay.
So some of the sort of tier B sort of games, because I've got my daughter as well, so it gets a bit pricey doing the old tier A.
Yeah. Well, this is the big thing today, isn't it? With these ticket prices coming out, how do you think it's going to affect you going forward?
We're still going to go.
Yeah.
But it's just going to cost more. It's not going to stop me from going, but it is going to mean I'm going to have to select the games a little bit more, well, selectively, I guess. So, I couldn't have gone to the Newcastle game anyway because I'm working, but that might have priced me out of that. So I might be looking at your kind of Fulhams, your Palaces, your Bournemouths, rather than your Liverpools, Man Cities, and Arsenals. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, isn't it? So you're going to have to pick and choose, do you think?
I think so, yeah. I think it's going to mean we're going to have to be a bit more careful. I mean, I work a lot of Saturdays, so I probably wouldn't be in line for it being on a season ticket list anyway. So we would always be getting the kind of memberships and then getting second refusal, if you like, But I mean, price-wise, it just means we're going to have to be a little bit more careful, a bit more selective. And I'm going to try and get in early with some of the European games because we missed the boat last year, and because we didn't get to the early games, it then had that effect that we couldn't show, I suppose, what you used to call ticket stubs for the early games to get the latter game.
You're as old as me then, are you, Will? You remember ticket stubs?
You know what, mate? Back at my mum and dad's house, I reckon we've got a box full of old programmes as well. I used to have. So, we used to keep all the match stubs and all the old programmes together.
That's it, yeah. So,
I don't think I'm quite as old as you, Justin.
Thanks, mate. None taken. None taken. Have you got an unpopular opinion? I'm asking that tonight.
Do you know what I do?
Go on.
I do, actually. This is me, not Dylan. I must maybe ask him.
Okay.
But I think the reason we leak goals is because of Pau Torres.
Oh. That is an unpopular decision. So you don't think he's an out-and-out defender then? You just think he's more...
I don't think he's a defender, full stop.
Right, interesting.
I know modern football is different to what it used to... Well, to your Paul McGrath, Sean Teal era and all of that. But first and foremost, you need a defender. You need a central defender to be able to put their head on the ball or get up the backside of a striker and be a bit nasty, and I just don't see that with him. He's too lightweight.
I think we missed a trick in the semi-final. I know a lot of fans felt that Tyrone Mings should have played against Crystal Palace, and I think that was the physicality aspect. Yeah. I think there's an argument really to chop and change them for different games, and where you see a physical threat up front, then maybe to tie him. To bring Tyrone in, because he has proven now that he's fully fit and he was excellent when he came back last season. But there is obviously
surprisingly excellent, actually.
He was, yeah.
I'm amazed how well he got back, to be honest with you, because I didn't think he would.
Well, I think I was amazed how many people were writing him off. I'm not saying you did that, Will, but there was a lot of Villa fans that thought he wasn't going to come back anywhere near. It's
such a tricky injury. Of all the ones to try and come back from, an ACL is pretty much the worst, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, no, I'd written him off, so I'm pleasantly surprised.
Right.
But I also think the old three at the back.
I think that might happen this season. Actually, I think that we are maybe going to see this evolution to maybe 3 at the back with wing backs. I think that's something that's definitely going to come on. So, Will, I'm going to have to move on because I think there's lots of people trying to get on amazingly, which is blowing my mind. But I am going to start with this quiz question. You're already in the hat. I'll put you in the hat now for the poster. Yeah. So we'll put Will and Dylan. So you can have first go at the quiz. So the first clue you're going to get is scored 32 goals for Villa. And you're going to get one of these, so have a think.
Ian Saunders.
And your answer is?
Yeah, I think he scored more, but Dean Saunders?
No, it's not Dean Saunders, but thanks for phoning in, Will, the first ever call. And can we just say bye to Dylan as well?
Goodbye.
Bye, Dylan. Thanks ever so much for coming on, mate. You really, really made my night.
Cheers, Justin. Great show, bud.
Up the Villa. Please phone in again. Okay.
Cheers, pal.
Bye. Right, we've got the second caller on. Who is this?
Hello, Justin. It's Black Country Villain.
How are you doing, mate?
Not too bad. I won't take much of your time because of my speech isn't brilliant.
You take as long as you need to, my friend.
It's really just to say thank you for everything that you've done, because your podcast has really helped my mental and emotional health.
That's very kind to say, mate. I hope you're doing okay. And I know you comment a lot on my videos. So please join in anytime you can. And on these phone-ins, feel free to phone in anytime you want. Okay?
Okay, thank you. I'm going to let everyone else have their time, because my speech is a lot better, but it's not good, and people don't want to listen to that. But it's just like, I love the Villa, and for me, in an ideal world, I'd love Villa Park to be 60, 70,000. I know it's not likely to happen, but that's just one of the things. I used to work at Villa on the betting. I had a season ticket, but I gave it up, I think, 95, and then started working. And I now work, my part-time I work, well, I've got to start again because I'm only just getting better. I work as a parking steward at Warsaw. So hopefully I'll see you at the Roma, because hopefully I'll be back working.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll come and try and find you, mate. I will come and try and find you. But thanks for all your support. You're one of the biggest supporters of my channel, and I'm really chuffed that you phoned in. And never ever feel that you can't phone in, mate. Honestly, we will chat anytime you want to, and I hope you're doing well.
Thank you for everything, and good luck, everyone. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa, mate. Thanks very much. Right, I'm getting some feedback in the comments about this call waiting thing. I've tried to turn it off, but I don't know if I've managed it, but we'll try. Apologies if it's annoying people. So we've got another caller. Hiya, who's this?
Hello, mate. My name's Gavin.
Hiya, Gavin. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I just phoned out to say what a great show you're putting on.
Oh, thanks very much, mate. It was a bit of a disaster at the start when I thought everything was ready, but obviously best laid plans always go out the window.
I tried to get through a few times and couldn't get through, but I finally did.
Yeah, this is why I'm going to try and get these two phone lines going, but it seems one phone line is going to be a bit of a nightmare to try and get through. But yes, so
yeah, I just phoned out to say I'm 54 now, and I live in Bristol. But I lived in Birmingham until I was 10 years old. And my dad used to have a burger van underneath the underpass.
Oh, yes, I know where you mean. I used to walk past there because I used to park up by the school when you walk down past the grass and the
that's right. That's right.
The table, no, the basketball court.
He was down there in the late 70s. We were down there, and I was lucky enough to go to my first game in 1982 against Crystal Palace. Well, we actually won that day against Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Crikey, that was
February 1982. That was.
Oh my goodness.
And that evening, me, my dad, and my uncle went to Hall Green Dog Track. And at Hall Green Dog Track, both of them dressed like Del Trotter, flat caps, sheepskin coats, was Gordon Cowans and Kenny Swain. Wow. My uncle called them over and they signed my tickets, they signed my programme, and I've been the biggest Villa supporter ever since. I've been with my partner Karen now for 25 years. She's a massive Villa fan, And I just wanted to say and phone up and say what a great family and community we all are together. So,
Gavin, that is
thanks for your
so
effort,
kind,
Justin.
mate. Honestly, that's so kind. It's just lovely to know
great.
that when I walked down here and opened the door and put the computer on, I was thinking, what the hell could this happen here tonight? But so far, it's been absolutely magnificent. So, what are your feelings brilliant. About the season ahead? How are you feeling about it? Are you as worried as a lot of fans?
I'm not worried, but I think that the way that the teams who finished above us last season have strengthened.
Yeah.
I think particularly, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City. I think this year is going to be a real struggle for us to get into that top sort of 5 again now. So I'm not concerned, but I think that is probably going to be, and obviously with all the FFP and PSR and I think it's going to be a big challenge. So we'll just have to stay positive as we always do and at the Villa.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to have a go at this quiz?
Go on then.
Right, so the first caller got the first clue, which is the hardest, and that was this player scored 32 goals for Villa. So you get that one and the next clue, which is he was born in 1977.
Juan Pablo.
Go on, Gavin.
Juan Pablo.
It's not Juan Pablo Angel, but you are in the hat for the poster, so at least you got a chance of winning something tonight. But thank you very much for phoning in, and please call in again when we do this again.
Lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Up the Villa.
Take care. Up the Villa.
Okay, so we've got the phone line is free for the first time in a while. So if anybody wants to call in, now would be the good time to call in. We've had some really nice callers. Black Country Villa, what a lovely guy you are. You're always so kind to me on the... Oh, we've got another caller. Just try and bring you in. Hello, who's calling? Hello,
Justin.
Hiya, who's this?
It's Darren Jenkins from South Wales.
Darren.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad at all, thanks.
Thanks very much for calling in. Is everyone still getting this call waiting thing? Because I've got somebody else calling now as well, but I don't know how to turn it off. Is it annoying everyone? Can you hear it, Darren?
No, I can't, but I've just muted you on my iPad because otherwise you're going to get feedback, aren't you?
Oh, okay. So if anybody can tell me in the comment section how to get rid of this call waiting, I've tried to do it, but it's annoying. It's very annoying. I've got it on my phone. So, Darren, how are you doing? What are you feeling about the season?
Well, I don't see how we can be as optimistic as we were in the second half of the season at the moment, because clearly we had to strengthen in January because we needed to.
Yeah.
And those kind of players haven't been replaced yet. I get a little bit frustrated. You talk about unpopular opinions. I've got an opinion that Matty Cash gets a lot of flack that he doesn't deserve. And I think that him and Garcia covering on the right side, I think that's fine for us. And we can use that money in strengthening the areas we do need to strengthen, replacing the likes of the forwards that we had last season.
No, I think I agree with you. I think Matty Cash is a decent right back. He's just not probably what people are hoping for. When you look at how strong the left backs are, Villa, Luca Dean, especially obviously over the last 2 seasons, Maatsen came in to probably look like he was going to replace him, but Luca Dean stepped up and he was fantastic.
Yeah, I think he's a future Maatsen. I think he's really good.
Yeah, well, I totally agree. And I think Matty Cash, I watched a bit of his, I don't know if you caught it, pre-season he was doing some drills and things, with his personal trainer, and his finishing was unbelievable. Players don't get to the level they get to without being very good footballers. So I think it's one of those things that hopefully,
Don't get me wrong, if we were Chelsea with a first team squad of 65 players, it'd be great to have another right back of better quality maybe, but we're not in that arena, and we're not going to be in that arena for a couple of years. So at the moment, we need to replace the likes of Asensio and Rashford with those kind of other players to give a bit of competition up front too, and a bit of breather to Watkins and Rodgers. Otherwise, we're gonna be the same as we were last year between August and January. That's a given fact.
Yeah, 100%. So, one realistic player you'd like to sign?
Oh, one realistic player I'd like to sign. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I've caught you off guard there.
Before you have caught me off guard. One of the thing that I'm quite happy because I asked you to do videos of like you did today. I like the off the field stuff as well. What's going on with the warehouse? What's going on with how they're realigning the stands? How the club gets run. So I understand that people got frustrations about financial fair play and the ticket price and everything else. And where I live in South Wales, I just get to choose 3 or 4 games each season. I can come up to my daughter now. Can't come up as much as I used to. But the other thing that's gone under the radar a bit is now they've refreshed the season ticket waiting list. They should have 30,000 people chomping at the bit, wanting to spend the money now, because last year what they've said is, was it 40 or 50% of people hadn't bought a ticket for 2 years on that waiting list?
Yeah,
they've all disappeared.
Yeah,
and the people left behind now should be the ones wanting to buy the tickets.
Well, my brother is one of them. Actually, he was about 20,000 on the waiting list.
Exactly.
And then when they restructured it, he went to so many games last season. He was really on the ball with every time the tickets come on sale, he got one straight away. And I think it was, and he jumped straight up the queue, and now he's bought a season ticket. So it's absolutely fantastic, honestly.
And the other thing that goes with those 20,000 or 30,000 people on the waiting list now is that the other thing that's gone on the radar, because I had an email today from Villa telling me, did I want to be a member again, which I haven't been for a few years. And that price has gone from 40 quid last year up to 59.99 now.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately,
so there's 20 or 30,000 people potentially going to spend 60 quid before they've even started.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say it, but everybody knows it. The football is money orientated now. It has been for a long, long time. So I think it's just something. I don't want to say we want to get used to it, because we don't. I don't know if you saw the video I did earlier.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
We've got to really try and keep on at the club that, yes, we understand they're under pressure, but we've got to make sure that we can maybe somehow come to some kind of compromise with them.
Whilst it's frustrating for all those people that do want to go every week that haven't got a season ticket as much as they can, we have to understand that the club hasn't put us in this position. It's UEFA and the Premier League has put us in this position. So we have to try and stick with the club doing the best they can to navigate our way out of it, I guess.
No, I totally agree. And, the club it is a decision the club have made. Let's put that on the table. They sit in a room and they say, what will the ticket prices be next season? Obviously, they've got everything that is out in front of them. They know the financial, workings of the whole of the club, and they have made a decision based on many factors that these are the prices they're going to charge. And one of the main factors is that they know that more or less games are going to sell out. Now, until the games stop selling out, which if we do start dropping, that could happen, then the ticket prices aren't going to come down until they see empty seats everywhere. But I think someone put on Twitter earlier that the Newcastle games almost sold out. So
really?
Yeah, as a financial thing, they're not wrong, but they are wrong because what they're doing is they're pricing out the everyday going match day fan, because people, like the first caller said, instead of going to maybe 6 or 7 games this season, they're going to have to go to 2 or 3. So straight away they're diluting what they're doing.
One other thing, if anybody can share, I'll be really interested in, is knowing that we got a new sponsor from next year, because we have to have. What date our sponsorship ends? Because there's lots of rumours about a new sponsor with the bank and stuff for next season.
Yeah,
I'd be interested in what date the expiry is of Betano at the moment.
It's the end of this season. Because you can't have betting. You can't have betting after this season.
So is it the end of the financial year, though? I'm just wondering if they're going to stick some of that money into this year.
Maybe, but it's the end of this season, so I would think the contract is up at the end of this season. I think that's I think that's what it'll happen. Right, okay. I'm going to have to move on because my phone's going mental.
Sorry, thanks for having me on.
No, not at all, Darren. Do you want to have a go at the quiz?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So the first caller had the first clue, scored 32 goals for Villa. Second clue was he was born in 1977. And the third clue, which you're getting to hear for the first time, is he played in 308 games for Villa. Have a think.
Yeah, there's one person that springs to mind.
Go,
I've got one person I'd like to have a stab at, Leandri.
Would you Adam and Eve it? You've only kind of got it right, Darren. Well done. We have a winner.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. So if you drop me an email, Darren, on justintalksvilla@yahoo.com, and I'll get this pen out to you as soon as possible. It's a lovely pen, actually, Aston Villa pen.
Oh, fantastic.
So thanks ever so much for calling in. And that's it. The quiz has worked.
Up the Villa, everyone.
Thanks,
Cheers.
mate. Right, before I get any more callers, I'm just going to say I'm trying to turn off this. So don't phone for a second. I'm going to try and turn off this this call waiting. I've had about 4 private messages telling me how to do it. So call waiting, because apparently it's annoying and I don't want to annoy anybody. Call waiting off. It's just scrolling round and round. Right. Hopefully that's worked. So if you want to call in, you can call in now. The line is free. Oh, right. There we go. That was quick, wasn't it? I'll just have to turn you onto the brokers. Hiya, caller. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Who's this?
This is Tom from Stourbridge, long-time listener, first-time caller. How are you doing?
Love it, Tom. Love it. Yeah, fantastic. Yes. Lovely to hear from you, Tom.
And you.
So,
I mean, first off, I just want to say congratulations for setting this up. It's, talk about going above and beyond. This is absolutely amazing.
That's very, very kind, mate. Would you believe? I don't know if you follow the lads over at The Love of Paul McGrath. And they,
of course,
they're great lads, really, really nice lads. And they, without me knowing, they had been working on doing a call-in show. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, they launched it. Fair enough, got it online, launched it. And when I sat in my room, and I've been researching how to do this for so long, because I go on WM quite a lot, and I love the phoning show, and I'll continue on WM as long as they'll have me. But I just wanted to do something that was totally Villa-based, so just Villa fans phoning in on Villa subjects. So I've been looking into this technology and how to get it all working for ages. So I messaged the lads at Paul McGrath and I said, look, please don't think I'm just jumping on the bandwagon because you've launched it, but I am definitely doing this at some point. So big up to them. So if they do theirs, please phone into them, guys, because they are lovely, lovely guys. But yes, thanks, Tom. Right. Have you got an unpopular opinion, Tom?
Well, I thought I did.
Until someone else said
yeah. I mean, I've been proved wrong, but, my kind of gripe or, my upset, disenchantment, whatever you want to call it, was around ticket prices. Yeah. So myself, I haven't got a season ticket yet. I'm on the waiting list. I've jumped up the list with the the recalibration that they did just before the start of this season, and I was exasperated by the prices when I saw, excited for the new season, Holt ends, behind the goal, my heart, etc. And then saw the prices. And as someone who's been going to the Villa for the last 10, 15 years, I couldn't believe it. And I thought, no one will ever pay that. And then as a member, when I went on the website this morning to see, I need to get a ticket for me and my friends, we were paying £40, now £50 this year for membership. They've all gone. The tickets are gone. To try and get a ticket next to your friend, or for example, I take my son Oscar to games regularly and pay for his Cubs membership. To be able to buy a ticket next to my son for the Newcastle game, I've missed out unless I want to sit, really in the gods at the back of the Holt or the North Stand. So the reason why I wanted to call in was I can't believe these prices. It's never going to sell, but the proof is in the pudding, and they've all gone. So I think the club are onto something.
I don't disagree, Tom.
They're making.
No, sorry, I didn't want to cut over you. I think. Unfortunately, like you say, if they sell out, then that just reinforces that in their opinion they're doing the right thing. They are businessmen, first and foremost. They love sport, otherwise they wouldn't have even attempted to come in and rescue Villa and do what they've done with Villa. But at the bottom line is they've both become incredibly successful in their careers by being very, very astute businessmen. Now, in the era we live in now, Premier League era, money is everything. They look now and they think they are attempting to create an elite, high-end product that we love to go and see. It's the best Villa I've seen for a very, very long time. And in their minds,
I totally agree.
Yeah, in their minds, what they have served up to us on the pitch and the quality of player and the European qualifications, the Champions Leagues, they are improving the stadium. They're bringing the warehouse in. So all these things they are doing, they now say, we now think we should charge you a premium for it. But obviously to us, fans that have been there forever, who are now being priced out of going, it's a really, really bitter pill to swallow, because it's not like going to watch a concert or, going to watch your football club is everything to us. And it's emotional, and we don't want to have that taken away from us because of somebody else. And that's what's happening. People are now having to decide they can't go because of financial reasons. And it's hard. And I hope that maybe we could have some kind of compromise. As I said in that video I did earlier, I think until the financial restrictions are lifted to a point where they then put the decision to the owners, where they haven't got to tick all these boxes, then we will see truly what they think of the fans, because then we'll see a true representation, in my opinion, of a ticket price, because they won't be able to hide behind we've got to charge these prices because of this. If you took all the financial restrictions away tomorrow and said, you can buy whoever you want on whatever wages you want, and then you have to decide what you're charging the fans, then we would see what they thought of us. I think that's how I sort of see it. I've gone on far too long there, Tom. Sorry.
I mean, no, I totally agree. And, I'm not naive. I know that, this is a business decision that they've taken. I'll give you an example last season. So, for example, in the Champions League, I pay for myself for a Claret adult membership, and I pay for my 8-year-old son, Oscar, a Cubs membership. So that was last year £40 for me, £20 for him. So 60 quid before we've been to a game.
Yeah.
Then in the Champions League, I asked my son which game does he really want to go to. Because he didn't have the previous booking history for Bayern Munich, he couldn't get in to that game. I was lucky enough to be able to get in there. So I had that ongoing booking history throughout our Champions League home games. When it came to the Bologna game, my son said, I'd really like to go to Juventus. Makes sense. So I had to buy, I didn't have to, obviously. I bought us full price tickets to the Bologna game. And the day before and the day of the game, I found out they'd released huge swathes of tickets to people through third-party websites. And my concern for this season with Europa League and also the pricing, as we've seen with the Newcastle game, is there'll be huge areas that don't sell out.
Well, I think the Newcastle game, apparently the Newcastle game's almost sold out. Would you believe?
It's the first game of the season, so you have to put in some
that's
compensation for that. But, when we're playing Nottingham Forest or Brighton or whoever they put in that category A, and it's £77 or whatever it is, 70, 80 quid to stand in the Holtens.
I've got the prices here, actually.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lot.
I'm not saying they shouldn't price, but I guess what has been shown, which surprised me, but we will see what happens towards, seeing how well we do the rest of this season. Without the incoming players, we need to sell before we can buy, etc. Everything that's been spoken about this evening already. My concern is maybe they've made a rod for their own back with these pricings. Because, for example, Newcastle are charging less for Champions League than we are for Europa.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I know everyone needs to cut their cloth accordingly, but that's my.
The only thing Newcastle have got over us is, and it's not excusing them, is they've just got a bigger stadium. And we come back to that age-old problem: is what do we do about the stadium? We are going up to 50,000, but Tottenham's revenue stream since they built the new stadium have just been unbelievable. And all these factors have to come in. Look, I'm going to move on, Tom, only simply because I've got people waiting to come on. But thank you so much for calling in. You don't know what it means to me, honestly.
And like I said at the start of the call, thank you so much for doing it. It's amazing what you're doing. You're going above and beyond. So, yeah.
That's very kind, mate.
I'm sure I'll call in at the next one as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll have some real positive things to talk about and not ticket prices on the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks, Justin. Take care.
Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Okay, the line is now free. The call waiting thing did work. Thank God for that. Right, straight in with another caller. Hello, caller.
Curry House. I'd like to order a chicken booner. Keeping it all right. Justin, it's Kev.
How are you, Kev? Now, this is a friend of mine, Kev, who's literally about 20 times trying to call in. And every time he's called in, I've gone to the other call. And not because I don't love you, Kev, but
it's because I owe you that money, isn't it?
It's because I'm glad you're on, because I can start using some of my other buttons now.
Bullshit.
That's you, Kev. Right, how you doing? What we doing?
How
are you
mate.
feeling?
I'm just saying, I'm feeling good. I'm just wanting to know, do I get a Bronx hat after the call?
You don't know?
Oh, no, bugger. Okay. No, I'm feeling okay, mate. I'd like to, obviously, like everyone else, we'd like to probably see a bit more activity.
Yeah.
With signings, but that's just got to let it happen, haven't we? I mean, you can't get hysterical about it. I'd like to see us even linked with a few players. Really, be quite nice. Some realistic signings. But
I've got a question for you, Kev.
Okay, mate, go on.
So, given that
9 inches,
given that,
you're joking. Not another one.
Given that. We seem to have to sell somebody to bring maybe a couple in. I think Bailey probably everybody thinks that. Would you sell Jacob Ramsey if it meant we could bring in 2 or 3 players to help us?
Unpopular opinion, yes. I just don't think he's done enough for us. No. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm not saying that at all, but his assists and his goals,
isn't it, Kev, with Jacob?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I mean, I like him as a player. He seems a decent lad, but I think we could improve. I think we could improve on him.
Yeah,
Is it realistic? Morgan's Gibb White. We've spoke before, haven't we?
Yes.
So that sort of player, someone a bit more dynamic and a bit more perhaps reliable, because obviously he does like the physio room, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, definitely.
And I did hear a little rumour that a deal was nearly done last year with Tottenham.
Right, there we go. Breaking news from Kev. A deal was nearly done.
That comes from a good source, and it's not tomato.
It's not tomato. Is it HP, Kev?
It is HP. But that was last year. Now, whether or not they've still got the interest in him, I don't know. But that's what I heard. You take it or leave it.
Yeah. You see, what we want this year, Kev, is this from you,
No, no negative. Positive. No negative. Positive.
We need positive, Kev. No negatives, positives, okay?
Look, I'm an old dinosaur, mate. I'm always negative, you know that.
I do know that, yes, Kev.
I've been let down so many times by them. And it's great at the moment, but over the years, I've been let down so many times.
I don't mind me using all my buttons on you. I just don't want to pee anyone else off that I don't know, you see.
So it's all to play for still? I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Do you want to bet against us, Kev? Or can we succeed next season? There's the question.
Yes, yeah, we can. But we need to get over this issue that we seem to be serial bottlers at the moment, don't we? We get to that semi-final, I know, but it's true at the moment, isn't it? We need to get over the line. We need to scrape a win in a final or a semi-final, and we can do it. Of course, we can do it. But it's going to be tough this year, as somebody else said before. Look, everyone else has strengthened quite strongly in and around us, and we need, and I'm sure that they're not sat doing nothing, are they? They're trying to get things done.
No, I mean, I'm sure Uno knew exactly what was facing him this summer before they even, the window opened. So I'm sure there's nothing new to him.
There's no need to be hysterical. Some people lose the shit, don't they, over it? But it's we just got to be patient, and they know what they need. They know what they need.
Excellent.
Anyway,
call. So I'll leave you on this one, Kev.
Bullshit.
Okay. Kev is the bullshit man. No, he's not really. I love Kev. He's a fantastic guy. Thank you for your support, Kev, your
done,
friendship, and I thank you for calling in, mate.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Thank you. So the line is now free, and I just want to say a massive shout out to RG for blown away. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. That's so kind. Honestly, all the money goes towards trying to keep all this going and hopefully improve everything for you guys. So yes, thank you so much. So yes, the phone is free now. If anybody wants to call in, please phone in now. We have got another about 15 minutes to go. Obviously, if we're busy, then we can continue to call. Right, we've got another caller. Here we go.
Hello, Justin.
Hiya, who's this?
This is Simon from Yardley.
Hiya, Simon. How are you?
Fantastic. Great idea. It's like having Tony Butler back on the radio again.
Boston, mate, Boston.
There's a few things I'd like to mention. Tyrese is a donkey.
Oof.
He shouldn't be in a Villa shirt. Oof. I've grown up on Paul McGrath, Ken McNaught, Kent Nelson, Olaf Melberg, proper defenders. This guy just hasn't got it.
I mean, I will take umbrage with you saying he's a donkey. I don't think he's a donkey. I think he's a wonderful footballer. But I do understand that people don't see him as an out-and-out defender. And the players you have mentioned there, and obviously Paul McGrath and the likes, were totally out-and-out defenders. And I think our defensive record last season, unfortunately, he did seem to get a lot of stick because of the goals we were conceding, because he's not that big physical centre-half that goes and wins the ball, and he's absolutely, dominant. But I do think he is integral to the way Unai Emery wants to play. He wants a ball-playing centre-half. He wants a player that is able to bring the ball out, to pick a pass, But I think there's a place
we do have to expect that we're going to leak too many goals if you can't defend.
No, I don't disagree. One of the main things this season we've got to sort out is our defensive problems, because we did concede too many goals, and you can't go into every game hoping to score 3 goals to win a game. You just can't. You need to make sure you keep clean sheets, and then you can build from the back. But I think my argument was he probably underused Tyrone last season. I think we said this earlier to another caller. I think that, Tyrone has to play in games where there's a physical aspect to their forwards. And I think there's a time for one and there's a time for the other.
For me, Tyrone is better than Pau Torres, but he's still not the best I've ever seen.
No, but anyway, can we move? Mine. Go on.
So I just want to move on to this other big problem we have when we get in big situations. We bottle it, like the semi-final of the Cup and the game against Manchester United. The team that could have been virtually relegated, came so close.
Why do you think that is, Simon? What's your take on why in these big games we tend to not do as well?
I think it should come from the captain. John McGinn is a nice bloke, believe me.
Yeah.
But is he strong enough to get people going on the pitch, to make them fight and battle? You can't turn up at Wembley with 60,000 Villa fans there and stroll about the pitch the way they did.
So you feel it's a leadership thing on the pitch?
It's a leadership thing, and also I'm not sure about this walking football we play.
Well, yeah, it is. When Unai came in and we sort of changed to this style of football, it was a big learning curve for us fans, wasn't it? Because it's something we hadn't been used to, and I think overall it's been a success. You can't say it hasn't. The success we've had on the pitch, 3 consecutive European qualifications, in my opinion, is success. But I still think, fans do think that at times we are very slow at playing out for the back, but that's where I think this season we're going to evolve. I think he will. I think he'll have to change it a little bit.
I hope he does, Justin, because football's an entertainment business. And I'm 56 years old. I could have played a lot of games for Villa last season, the pace that they were going at. Believe me.
It's a very, very difficult. It's a very difficult way to play football. You've got to be technically very, very good, and you've also got to be when you do receive the ball at the back, as we've seen, heart in, head moments where we've all gone, because of the ball's just thinking they're going to get shut down. The idea is to draw the opposition onto you, break on them, and use your pace out wide and through the middle to hurt teams. But
it's not exciting, Justin. I didn't mind when we used to lose games. I mean, I grew up with Dean Saunders, and I was old enough to remember the team that won the league and the European Cup. That was exciting end-to-end football. Yeah. What we got now is like walking football.
Have you not enjoyed the time under Unai, or was you just disappointed from what happened last season?
I think in the first season that was there, we got a feel-good factor when we got into the Champions League. And last season, for some reason, the feel-good factor felt like it was gone.
Yeah, last season was very strange. I think after the winter transfer window, when we brought in those players, it definitely took a spark and we had a really good end to the season. But I think the biggest problem, in my opinion, is this constant financial worry that we're always seem to be through in the last 3 windows, even though we've improved immeasurably off the pitch and financially and in all these aspects like the corporate side and ticketing and the amount of prize money we've won. We all still feel like we're doing it with our hands tied behind our back. But
why can't we get rid of these players?
They're on too much money. They're on too much money. This is the bottom line: is you got a Dendoncker and a Buendia, whose wages are that big, and they haven't played enough for us. That who's going to take them on? They're not going to walk away and take a 50% wage cut.
Well, we keep wasting money as well. We were signing players we're never going to play. Nedeljkovic, who I quite liked him, he just, as soon as these players get here, they're farmed out on loan.
I think the
wasting money.
Yeah, the Nedeljkovic signings and that type of signing now is a different strategy of the way we are trying to do it. So that they are basically bringing in, we've seen it this summer with 3 or 4 very young players coming in, and they are looking to either bring them in, improve them, go out on loan, and then get a profit on them to turn a quick profit in 12 months, or 1 or 2 of them, hopefully, when they're bringing, because they back their judgment with these players. They're not just picking them up willy-nilly. They're doing a lot of research on them. So they will go and pick a player up and hope that one of them could be the next big star. We saw that with Duran. That was a very similar thing we did with him. Picked him up for a reasonably small amount of money. All of a sudden, he sparked, and then we got big money for him.
I was actually gutted when Duran left because he was the one exciting player who could do special things.
He was, yes.
I don't care what he was doing off the pitch, but when he was on the pitch, he scored goals, but not just normal goals. He scored absolutely amazing goals.
Yeah, he was a scorer of great goals, but not a great goal scorer. I think that's why I call him. But I think as he's proved already, he's going to be a bit of a nomad. But I'm going to move on, Simon. I want to thank you very much for your call. It's been lovely. Please phone in again. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Justin. Good luck.
Up the Villa, mate.
Up the Villa.
Okay, the line is now free. We're going to keep it going for a bit longer because I'm enjoying it and I'm hoping you are all enjoying it too. How is everybody doing? Is everybody enjoying it? Is it going okay? Does it sound all right? We've got another caller. Here we go. Hello. Who's this?
Hello.
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 Steve from Cannock.
Steve from Cannock. Why are you around the corner, Steve?
I know, yeah. I know. How are you?
All right, mate.
Good. Just wanted to pick two points, really, and one of them we've sort of discussed. One was the old Matty Cash situation. Now, look, I'm not a Matty Cash fan. Now, in terms of, I think he's been a great servant to us. I think he's done us a great job, but I think we're at that point where we need to upgrade in that position, and unfortunately, I don't think he cuts the mustard anymore now. So my question is, would like in the top 6 teams, would Matty Cash get into their first 11? I don't think he would, and that's my reason why.
No, I do agree with you on that point. I don't think he probably would get into a starting 11 in the top 6 teams. I think my big issue now with Matty Cash is I think universally everyone would agree that we probably do need a more attacking, better right back. I think Matty Cash is good. I think he's good. He's a good Premier League player. Is he, like you've just said, a top 6 Premier League player? No. But given the financial constraints we are now working under, and given the fact we've got bigger problems in bigger areas, I don't see that being an issue that's going to be resolved this summer. I think they'll go with Cash. I think they'll go with Garcia, who looks a really good player. But I think they're going to want to fill the holes in other positions. There's been huge rumours, and I've heard big rumours about Jacob Ramsey leaving Villa, that they are happy to let him go. Spurs are heavily sniffing around him. Now, I think if they can get that deal done, I think nobody would blink too much if we let Leon Bailey go. But all of a sudden, those two players leaving leaves a massive hole either side of our team. So I think the money would have to be invested in those areas first. And I just think there's too much to do. Unless there's a player that we can go out and get that would improve us at right back, I currently don't really see them touching that position this year, even though I probably do agree with it, and we could do with upgrading him.
Yeah, I'd agree with what you just said, to be fair, mate, where, if you've lost Bailey and then potentially, and you've lost Ramsey potentially with Asensio and Rashford, that's effectively 4 players. So I do get your point. I just think if we need to break the mould, we need to improve in those types of people as in the cash. But yeah, I'm not. He'll do a job for us, and he'll continue to do his job for us.
And look, I totally get what you're saying. We want better than that. We don't want players to do a job for us. We want players that are going to push us on to the next level, and that's what we're aspiring to do. But I think we've got to be very careful, and we don't overdo it. I think we've made probably too many signings over the last couple of summers, and we're probably going the other way for different reasons this summer. We're going to have to be very careful with who we bring in to supplement what we've got already. But in the ideal world, I think Unai would probably want 5 or 6 players to improve the first 11, but that's not going to happen, I don't think. What's your other point, Steve?
Sorry.
Hello, go on.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Last point then. How do we beat Palace, mate? Because it's just...
Well, according to the old colour, back in 1982, we beat him, so I'm going to have to go back and watch that video, and we might get a few hints and tips how to beat Crystal Palace. Well, I think the first way we're going to beat him is hopefully they'll sell all their best players, because I'm hoping they'll all disappear, so we might actually beat them. But yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? Bogey teams are a real thing in football. I'm a big believer in bogey teams, and Palace have got our number at the moment. So somehow we've got to find a way around them, haven't we?
We have, mate. But I'll let you crack and let
Lovely.
Else,
you're in the draw for the poster, Steve. So keep watching till the end, and I'll do the draw, and I'll get that sent out. If you win it, it'll cost me less money, because I'll just bring it around your house and throw it over your garden fence. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right, mate. Thanks for calling in.
Cheers, mate. All the best.
See you, mate. Up the Villa. Phone line is now free. Oh, no, it's not. Somebody's phoning in. Right, somebody's on the ball here. Who's this? Hello.
Hi.
Who's this?
This is Dave from Cyprus.
Dave from Cyprus, one of my favourite places in the whole world, Dave. Whereabouts in Cyprus are you?
I live in Paphos.
Lovely.
Justin. Spoke to you at Villa Park with Luke.
Yes, I think I remember now, Dave. How are you?
Fine, thanks, mate. Yep.
Is it coming across okay over in Cyprus? Are you hearing it okay?
Yeah, fine.
Fantastic.
Just about, yeah.
Beautiful.
Controversial viewpoint.
Oh, here we go. Unpopular opinion. Do I need the bullshit button here, Dave, or is this going to be a good one?
Well, Monchi and Unai need to up their game in buying players. Now, you look at the current team, most of the team are still not Unai's players.
Yes, I would agree.
How many transfer seasons have we had so far, Justin?
Under
since
Unai
came?
Well, he's been here 2.5 years, so it's probably 5. This is the 6th one, I think.
Okay. We haven't upgraded many players.
Yes, I think you are right, and this is something I was trying to say to someone the other day, actually, that if you look at the starting 11, what you would perceive as our best starting 11 currently, then there ain't many that Unai's brought in. So I would sort of agree with that. The likes of, obviously, Pau Torres he has, Matty Cash was there, Martinez was there, Ezri Konsa was there, Luca Dean was there. Yes, Kamara was there. Yeah, Ollie Watkins, Ramsey. No, look, I don't disagree, and I think it's a very fair point. So, and I think I've just said that to the last caller, that in an ideal world he would want probably 5 or 6 players, but I think he gets to every window and he has to make a very big judgment call on what he needs to get us through that next phase of the season. So in January we had to go and get the 3 players that helped us really kick on. And then last summer, he's looking at who he wants to improve. But this summer, it's totally different because he hasn't seemingly got the financial resources to go out and do the big deals he wants to do. So I do feel a little bit sorry for him. But, it's a very, very difficult window to do business in for me for Villa because they're up against 6 teams now that are going massively all out. I mean, Liverpool have signed Ateke today, which is going to be a huge signing for them. They've already spent 180 million. Chelsea just buy 700 players every year anyway, so just forget them. Man City have gone big in this window. Maybe they're thinking of this ban that's possibly coming around the corner. Arsenal have spent big and they're looking like they're going to carry on spending. So all these teams, Tottenham, with the Champions League qualification, they've now changed the manager and they're going reasonably big in the window. So unfortunately, we're now up against all these teams that are, spending big amounts of money. And we, unfortunately, again, we've hit a bit of a brick wall with our spending. So we've got to find another way around it, which is, I'm hoping, our ace in the pack is the manager and he can get the best out of this squad of players again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Unai supporter, okay? But why do we keep on buying players who aren't going to play for us?
Who in particular are you on about, Dave?
Well, you've got 2 right-backs.
Yeah.
For a start, you've got 2 right-backs that we bought. Nedeljkovic and Garcia. We've got a right winger that he bought. We've got 2... He bought Sousa. He's bought several players, Justin, and they're probably never going to play for the first team.
No, again, I think this is where I think we've got to realise the 2 transfer strategies that are currently in play at Villa. One is to, like I said earlier, to buy the players that we can come in and improve on and get a quick profit out of, and hopefully 1 or 2 of them could turn into first-team players. And the other one is we've got to make sure that we retain 22 players because we have another really long season ahead of us. So 2 players in every position is essential. And I also think Daniel Marlon could be huge for us next season. And he was very, very, very unlucky to have what happened to him happen. So he is a big player. He's almost a new signing for us, I think. He's going to come in fresh as a daisy and ready to go. So big season ahead.
I agree, and I hope I'm hoping for the best, Justin.
And me, mate.
So
thanks ever so much for calling in, Dave, and please say hello to Cyprus. And when you call off, go and have a pint of Keogh on me. My favourite lager, that is, Dave.
Yeah.
I'll put you in the draw, Dave, and with the best will in the world, Dave, I hope you don't win because it's going to cost me a fortune to send this over to Cyprus. All right, mate, up the Villa.
Yeah, cheers. Up the Villa.
Ta-ra, mate. Okay, the call line is free. No, it's not. Somebody's calling. Crikey, Riley. Here we go. Hello.
Hello.
Missed out on that. I should have said hello to every caller, shouldn't I? Who's this?
Hi, my name's Rick from Sutton Coldfield.
Oh, you're Rick. You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine, mate. I just wanted to phone up and just say congratulations on your show. It's brilliant, mate.
That's very kind. Thank you so much.
This is one in the Ghoulies for the All Things Current. What's it? The other podcast.
Oh no, we like all the podcasts, Rick. I
love them all.
Yeah,
I love them all. I follow Dan Bardell. Yeah. I follow Max Stokes. I love them all. I'm
do
just
you know what,
laugh.
Rick? It's. I know you are, mate. It's a tough thing to do, honestly. To put yourself out there to do all this for people.
No, I just think tough. Yeah, I'm just really pleased that you've been able to do it. Really,
that's very kind, mate.
I think the technology that's involved, and I know the guys are brilliant, and I follow them.
Yeah.
I also follow, all the guys on your channel, Up the Villa and all that lot.
Yeah, fantastic.
And I love all the lads there. I love, Hannah and all the, and all the lads on there.
You know what?
But yeah.
Rick, a massive shout out. You've just reminded me, a massive shout out to Luke especially, but Ryan and Hannah.
Yeah, Luke.
Without those three people, especially Luke, I wouldn't be doing this today. Without his
I think you've done.
that he gave me. It's just honestly, he's one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. But yes, so Rick, one realistic player that you would like to see come in the summer.
Okay, well, this is going to be a bit controversial.
Oh, shall I get the button ready? Shall I get the button ready, Rick? Hold on a minute. Let me find the button.
would like to see. I would like to see Garnacho come from Man U on the wing.
You know what? I'll take that, Kev. I'll take that. Definitely. I would like to see Garnacho come in as well. I think he would be perfect for Aston Villa. I think he's got a point to prove. I think he's just the type of player we need. Ball carrier, flamboyant, quick, can score a goal. And he's got, Man United want him gone. So I think he could be there for a deal to be done.
Well, yeah, I also think that if there's anybody that can get the best out of him, it's going to be the main man, isn't it? Emery.
Oh, 100%, yeah. He's the key for everything at the moment.
And I just think that the kid, he's a young, he's raw, he's a bit whatever. But I just think there's something there. And if there's a deal that can be done, I would like to see him there, And then going on to the season, I'm looking forward to the season. I don't think we need major surgery at all.
No, that's good. Well, how many would you think? How many would you like to see coming in? What positions do you think we need to strengthen?
Well, it's a weird one because it's a strange one because I would rather us keep Martinez and Watkins and Ramsey.
Yeah,
I want to keep I don't want us to sell our best players.
I think the issue with especially with Ollie and Emmy is I don't see currently us improving on those two players this summer. I don't see a world where we can go out there and get a better striker than Ollie and a better goalkeeper than Emmy. So I think we need to keep hold of those two, especially. Jacob's slightly different because I think we probably could do a bit of business with the money we'd get from him because he would be pure profit as an academy prospect. I think they could maybe do a bit of jiggery pokery with the money there and hopefully maybe bring one or two in. But yeah, fantastic.
I mean, I look at it with the midfield as I look at it now is, to me, it's as good a midfield as you've given it. I mean, you've got McGinn, Onana. I mean, don't forget, Onana will get better next year.
Yeah.
Onana.
Well, we saw the best. He was starting to improve a lot towards the end of the season, wasn't he? We saw a couple of really good performances out of him.
The only one position I really would like, apart from what I mentioned, Garnacho, I do think that we desperately need some support for Ollie up front because if he gets injured, I know Marlin can play there, but he's not a striker. So I'd like to see a number 9 of somebody that can probably help. I'm hoping the young kid, what's his Redmond, is it?
Oh yeah, Zappa Redmond, yeah. I don't know what
he's only
we'll just call him Redmond, Rick.
Yeah, he's only 19. He's only 19.
No,
but he looks promising.
He does, yeah. He looks a good player.
And I'm looking forward to the season. I'm a bit, obviously, I've got my, we're all the same. I'm a little bit dubious because we've had such a great 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Whether we can keep it going, I don't know whether we can keep it going, but I hope we can.
I think for me, this season is all about keeping everyone on board, keeping everybody focused on, and us as fans, don't lose the faith because I think it could be a tricky season. I think it could be a season of consolidation. I think we need to stay in and around where we were last season in the league. If we can win one of the cups, brilliant. But I think that would then give us hopefully that opportunity next summer to really go for it and buy some top players. So I think we've got to, in a way, just stick with the programme this year, I think. And I think that's how I'm sort of seeing it.
Yeah, it might be a bit of a reality check this year, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Because we've done so well. And the thing is, as you well know, like Justin, expectation goes through the roof, doesn't it?
Of course it does, mate. As soon as you start achieving, then everybody gets used to that achieving and they want more of it. But, in the world of football, if you stand still, you get taken over, and that's what we can't afford to do. And I think they're trying hard. They are definitely trying hard to get things done, but it is going to be difficult. Right, I'm going to move on, Rick.
The money.
No, I'm me, mate. I'm me. But I appreciate the call, mate. Please phone in again when I do this. But I do appreciate you calling in tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much.
Cheers, Justin. Take care, mate. Up the Villa.
Right, we'll have 2 more calls, and then we'll call it a night, and I'll do the draw for the poster as well. Okay, here we go. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
It's Damien.
Hi, Damien. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate.
Are you looking forward to the new season? Doesn't sound like you are, Damien. That was a bit of a hesitation there. Come on, Damien. Be positive.
I'm trying, but I'm seeing the teams around us.
Yeah. It is a worry. Yeah, it is a worry. What would you like to see us do in the window?
More pace. I think that's what we're really lacking is pace.
Do you like the idea of Garnacho as well? Do you think that would add a bit of different dimension to us?
I think it would. I think there's a couple of things about Garnacho that concern me. I think his attitude slightly. And maybe his inconsistency. But obviously he's a winger. You never get real consistency with wingers.
But don't forget as well, I'm sorry to cut over you, that we had all this when they said Rashford was coming in, that his attitude was stunk. And I think, I've got to be honest, Man United is not a good place to be playing football currently. And I think they want to get out. And I think coming to Villa could be the breath of fresh air for someone like Garnacho to relaunch his career.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously Unai's done it throughout his career.
Yeah.
I think just what's concerning me at the moment is I remember a time going back to 2010, 2011 when, we had Martin O'Neill and everybody thought Martin O'Neill was the saviour, and then 5 days before the season and he left. And I'm just wondering, is there a chance that could happen with Unai? Because we're looking around us, and I've seen the Premier League's top spend today, and Villa and Fulham are the only teams that aren't even included in the list. Now, I know there's a long way to go in the window, but it's a concern when you need to get rid of players that not necessarily anybody really wants. I mean, Bailey, it's gone very quiet. Buendia, there's not even any talk about. Obviously, Ramsey is the one at the moment, and I watched him on Saturday, and again, he just doesn't look confident to beat a man anymore.
Yeah.
Not the Ramsey that we knew 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I'm thinking that's probably a good sale, but we don't want to see our academy project, like players, go into somebody like Forest, because he could end up going and kicking on at Forest and being in the England squad at the World Cup.
No, absolutely. I think you have to be very considered when you let players go, especially players that have got a high ceiling like Jacob has, but we haven't seen it at Villa for enough, in my opinion. And I think that's probably why he's deemed now as somebody they would be prepared to let go for the right money. On your Unai Emery point, I don't see a world where he walks away from Villa currently. I think a massive fallout would have to happen. And I also think that he would have been very, very aware of what he was facing this summer before we came into this window. And I think he will know, because he works so closely with Damien Vidagani and Monchi, that they will know exactly what's facing them. They know. I mean, I went to the end of season awards and Damien did a fantastic speech, but the main crux of that speech was it's going to be a tough summer. So they know what they were facing. They know what this summer meant and what we had to do. So I don't see a scenario where he walks away. And I think they know what they've got to do this summer, this window, and this season. They've got to make sure that they keep this nucleus of this squad together. Which I'm with you. I think you keep as many of them as you can, and if you need to let one go to bring in, say, 2, then that's a sensible, prudent way to do it, and then kick on again, hopefully in January, and then maybe next summer.
Is next summer the summer where we can really kick on? Because obviously I think PSR is sort of like, it's obviously still there, but we've essentially got rid of like the when we come up from the Championship, and that spending is that's completely gone for next season, isn't it? So
you know what?
We'll have much better books.
Yeah, I'd love to sit here and say, yeah, we're going to be able to spend 300 million next summer. But the reality is, I don't think anybody outside of the club's hierarchy and the financial guys know exactly where we're sitting. I would think that we've got to still make sure we cut our cloth currently, because we're not just, the reality is we're not in the same ballpark as Tottenham, as Chelsea, as Man United, even though they are woeful on the pitch. Their revenue streams coming into that club are ridiculously big. So we've got to make sure that we are still within the rules. I think they change next year to, I think the profit and sustainability rules go out the window next year, and they're trying to, it's so complicated. As as fans now, we have to actually become accountants just to follow your football club, which is sad, really, because all we want to do is watch the football.
100%. I mean, I've seen since 2016 the top 10 spends in the Premier League. 6 of them were Chelsea, 1 was Man City, 1 was Man United, 1 was Liverpool, and 1 was Tottenham. And that just tells you that, like, teams that are outside the so-called Big Six, or us, Newcastle, Brighton, Brentford, even, like, we don't have that opportunity to, like, break into it because we don't have that revenue stream. And that just shows you that the rules are completely and utterly biased, because it shouldn't be like that. It should be effective against, your performance rather than just what's happening.
Yeah.
Like in terms of revenue, because now obviously ticket prices have to go up, and we can all moan about it, obviously, and we're all going to. But at the same point, it's the only way the club can bring money in, because we haven't had those years of the big money coming to us because we haven't been part of the so-called Big Six.
Well, we're just basically continually playing catch up, and that's the big issue now. Is the financial revenue's got to go up. Nobody wants it to happen because, well, nobody wants us to pay the burden of that, but we've got to pay a percentage of it. I think the prices are too much. I've said that repeatedly, but I just don't know any other way around it currently. I think, until we get a 70,000 seat stadium, which I don't see happening under this ownership, I think I think they're happy just to try and, do the North Stand, get it up to 50, and then maybe jiggery poker another 1 or 2 stands to get us near to 60, and then I think they're probably tenure at Villa will be done then. I think we'll be looking at the next ownerships, maybe the next 10 years' time. But I just don't know. We've got to get through this season, I think, and that's how it's shaping up at the moment. But thanks ever so much for calling in, Damien. I'm going to try and get one more call in. And please call again. That was lovely.
No problem, mate. We're going to win the Europa League anyway. Don't worry about it.
What a great positive end to that call, mate. Up the bloody Villa.
Up the Villa, mate.
Okay, we'll have one more call and then we'll call it a night. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Justin. How you doing?
Hello. Who's this?
It's Wayne from Kent.
Oh, yeah, Wayne from Kent.
I met you Fulham with my mate and his little boy. Who's chatting with you then?
Yes.
I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, in the car park.
That's it, yeah. You got it spot on.
Your mate, Rob. Is it your mate, Rob? Or was you with someone else?
No, it wasn't. No, it was Rob.
No, I think that was it. It was in the car park though.
That was another lad, wasn't it? I think that was another bloke.
Was it. Yeah, there was somebody else there when I was talking.
Yeah, there was somebody else there before us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
How you doing?
Yeah, not bad, Jay.
You looking forward to the season? Please tell me you are.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Well, I just think we've just got to play the game, haven't we? Like, you know what I mean? Like, regarding wages and everything else, we've got to get that down.
Yeah.
And ideally, it's not ideal, but we're going to have to lose some players on big wages to sort of help us later on, I think. And this year, I think we've just got to sort of bite the bullet and take it and move on.
Yeah, I think
really.
you're basically more or less where I am, to be honest. I think in an ideal world, they would get a list of players which they had at the start of the summer and say, we need to get rid of all of them, which is your Coutinho, your Dendonkers, your players that you just...
Not fringe players.
Yeah, fringe players. That
players we're not even using. You're paying for players you're not using. Do you know what I mean? It's like having a posh car stuck in a garage you never use. And you're like, waste of money.
Well, the other thing is as well. I mean, no, you're totally right. You know, you don't forget every single player at that football club. So you got the first team, you got the 21s, you got the 18s, and now the 18s were so successful last year that they've given a lot of them decent contracts now because they've got to fend off, you know, the likes of TJ Carroll. I know for a fact because I know his family. Man City wanted to sign him, so Villa have had to give him a 3-year contract to keep him at the club. He's a huge prospect. I know he made a mistake the other day, but that's a learning curve, and he'll learn from that. And he's a fantastic player. But they're giving.
But surely, sorry,
go on. No, go on.
It's like anything, though. Surely, like anything, you got to give them time, play them, let them make mistakes, and let them learn from the mistakes. It's like anything. If you don't play them, they're not going to get the experience. They're going to, you know, they're never going to learn, are they?
No, but this is what I'm saying: is we have got. I think it was borne home to me last week when I went to the Walsall game. Just how many players we have on our books, the likes of Dovin, the likes of that Sousa that come out, the players that you've forgotten about, and you know, and then we've let Josh Feeney, who's a really, really good footballer. Sil Swinkles has gone out now to Exeter on loan. We've got absolutely tons and tons of footballers. That Louis Barry, that we've got to. It seems like that there's not a mess. I'm not going to say it's a mess because I'm sure they know what they're doing, but we need to make sure we sort this out this summer. It's got to be sorted to a point where we streamline that first team. We have a really, really competitive 22. If that's the way it's got to go, that's the way it's got to go. And then if we do, unfortunately, have injury problems, then we've got a really capable 21s that can come in and hopefully fill the void on the bench and play the odd game.
I think that's what we need. Like even like as backup players, you know what I mean? Even if you have them as backup players and go right, you're a 21 boy, you're going in behind whoever. So, for instance, not being funny, if it was down to me, I'd say like Luca Dean, I would get rid of because of his wages and his age. He'd have to go. That'd be one of my players to be gone, and then put an under 21 behind. I forgot his name now. Matson, and go right. When he's knackered or he needs time out, you're coming in. So get ready. You're going to get some minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we need to do things like that. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. That's the way it was always done when I first started going to football. You know, you'd have a first team, and then you'd have what was then the Central League team, which was essentially your second team, and they were all adult, sort of not 21 or 18-year-old footballers. They were all proper senior pros, and you'd just have your first 11. 2 substitutes, and then the rest of them that wasn't in the match day squad would be in the Central League. And then if somebody was injured, you'd just call them up into the first team. Nowadays, with squads of 17, 18, 19 players, you have to make sure you've carried 22 decent players. But what I don't mind is past that 22, is having the best of our youth team given their chance to step in and play the odd game and you know, play cup games. And you know, there's some really, really good footballers in that 21s and 18s, and we might need them this season. The way it's looking,
I think we all do. The only thing I don't understand is when you watch randomly, I watched some of the under 21 matches, and like you just think some of them players, surely we could grab a reasonable price. Not even just the English players, but I watched that German forward.
Yeah.
Jesus, mate. Like under 21s, he looks quality.
Yeah.
He's tall, he's physical, he scores goals.
I think he's gone to Bayern, hasn't he?
Has he gone to Bayern? I was going to say, the big fella.
Yeah. I'm sure he's gone to one of the top clubs. I'm sure he's Bayern. I might be wrong with that. I'm sure someone.
He just looks a bit of a weapon. I thought that's what we need, something like that. Who could come in and go right next to Watkins, or you know, play when he's got time. And I think that's what we should be looking at, is things like that, and go right. We have a pop on him, 21-year-old, we'll get him in, or under 21, get him in, give him a go, bang. And then he just use him as a second player if needs be.
Yeah, 100%. Wayne, thank you very much for that. You are my final caller on the first ever Justin Talks Villa. Phone in.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks ever so much for calling in. That was absolutely wonderful.
Any chance we can get El Caduce? You know, get some other players in from like even smaller clubs like Southampton.
Yeah,
Nibbling.
I mean,
a few of them players in. I mean, I wouldn't want some of them coming.
Yeah, a couple of years. I mean, Livramento, I picked out a couple of years ago at Southampton. I thought he was a really good player. He does, and you know, he's gone on now to play for England. So there are players. I mean, look at Morgan Rogers. You know, we plucked him from Middlesbrough, and I thought when we signed him, he looks all right, but I didn't think he was as good as he's turned out to be. So there are gems there, and you know, there is bargains to be had, but unfortunately,
I think
everybody's
like
after him, aren't they?
Get rid of and then go for Tyler Diblin and say, right, you're replacing Barkley. He's younger. You've got more time. Would you?
I would honestly keep Barkley. I think he's a very,
It's
very
just his
good
age
footballer.
worries me.
I know, but
he is good.
He's got another season in him. Honestly, he's such a good footballer. Honestly, and I think.
Okay, I'll take your word for it this year.
Don't quote me on that. If he has the mayor this season, you'll be saying, "No, you told me he was good. He was terrible."
I won't
Thanks,
hold it
mate.
against you. All right.
All right, mate.
No worries,
Up
mate.
the Villa.
Take care. Up the Villa. See you later, mate.
Well, there we go. The first ever Aston Villa, Justin Talks Villa. Oh, God. Right. Let's get something. Please like this now. That's one thing I meant to say right at the start. Please like this stream. It helps massively. Thank you all so much for what has been a brilliant night. It has gone, apart from the first 10 minutes when I couldn't get the phone to work, better than I could ever have imagined. It has been incredible. Honestly, I can't thank you all enough. The plan is to do at least one a week on a Monday, but obviously if big news happens or big events happen or amazing game happens, I have got the ability now to come on at any time. So if you haven't already, follow the channel, follow me on social media, and you'll get plenty of notice on when we're doing more of these. But for now, it's going to be every Monday around about 8 o'clock, give or take. But yeah, honestly, brilliant. I've loved every minute of it. I've used hardly any of my sound effects. I'll play you one more. It's one of my favourites.
The whole thing rises to the man they call the Scottish Cafu, and that's exactly why.
And it's just brilliant. Right. So there we go. Thanks ever so much for calling in if you've called in. Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you so much for the super chats. I don't want to go, but I've got to go. I've got to get to bed. I've got work tomorrow. Wish you from my job. There you go. Thanks, everybody. Lovely to speak to you all, and hopefully we'll see you all again next Monday.